I'm Charlie Bright with Gold Derby and our Meet the Experts panel for film documentaries. And I'm talking with RJ Cutler, the director of the documentary Billie Eilish, The World is a Little Bit Blurry, which is currently streaming on Apple TV+. RJ, I'm curious, has Billie seen the movie? And if so, what did she think of it?
Sure, she saw it. She saw it towards the end of the process, which I always show my subjects the film before the rest of the world sees it, and when we're almost done with it. It's my conviction that the story belongs to the subject, even though I have final cut on my films, and this was a film where Billie trusted me to make the film, and was eager to give me final cut from moment one. It was something that I wanted to share with her and her parents and Finneas, her brother, and they did see it. We screened it for them on an IMAX screen. The response was very gratifying. I mean, I don't want to speak for Billie. She should speak for herself. But she did tell me after watching the movie that she felt that it saw her in a way that she never had imagined others would see her. That the film understood her, and she was very grateful for that, and the editors would want me to point out that when she met them, Greg Fenton and Lindsay Utz, she told them she wanted to buy them each a car. That was a good sign. She has not yet made such a purchase. I will point out.
So I'm curious as to what do you think is there's Billie Eilish is such an intriguing musical superstar to have at this moment in time. What do you think is the most compelling aspect to Billie Eilish as an artist?
Well, she's an extraordinary artist. She's a great poet. She's a great performer. She's a great composer. She and Finneas together are an extraordinary team of songwriters and performers. But most of all, she is a deeply empathic artist, and she speaks to her generation, and it's a generation that I think yearns for a deeply empathic, shamanistic figure like Billie to connect with them and to feel their pain and to communicate about it. And of course, her music, as we've seen in the last couple of years, since after we started making the movie, has reached the world over and is generationally transcendent. She is not only popular amongst her peers, she is of course, she has become a global phenomenon. This was not something we knew was going to happen when we started making this film. But I think the power of her work is in many ways because of her deep empathy, because of the way she connects with her audience, because of the way, in a way, she provides a healing resource for them. It's a tough world to be coming of age in now. We all know that because we have the perspective of adults, but to be a teenager now, to be a young woman in particular, it's tough times, and we get into that in the film. And Billie herself, between mental health and body image issues and the usual struggles of being of coming of age and a world on fire in all the different ways that means, to have a figure like Billie, I think is a great gift. She's also I think of her in many ways as a documentarian. She writes about her life, her feelings, her experiences, her emotions, and she connects them universally to her audience.
So how long did you follow Eilish's life, and what led to you embarking on this journey?
Well, I started making the film because I met her. I was invited to come sit with her and Finneas and her folks in their backyard in Highland Park, the home that you see in the movie. And I sat with her for about an hour and a half, and with them. And I guess I want to say we just had a connection. I felt clearly that there was an opportunity here to make a film that was not only going to be about a young artist coming of age, but about a young woman coming of age. And I also felt there would be a great opportunity to make a movie about parenting and about siblings and about art and about creation and creativity and all. There were so many things that struck me from moment one in meeting her. And I felt for her. I felt as an artist, a connection to her. And again, you'd have to ask her what she felt. I don't want to speak for her, but it was a great meeting. And it wasn't a meeting. It was just, we got together, we talked about what we might do together, and then we decided, and we then started to make a film together. And that's what got me started. I filmed for about a year, 14 months, I would say. I also had the great benefit of footage that was family shot. Maggie, Billy's mom, is very adept with an iPhone and is the family chronicler, and had a lot of footage and trusted me and the editors of the film, Greg Fenton and Lindsay Utz, with the footage, and so we had access to that. We probably shot 800 hours of footage and had access to another 300 hours of family shot footage. So there was a lot to work with, and it was it's I think why the film has so much density, because of not only how much they trusted us and let us film with them, but also because of Maggie's filming as well.
So one of the things that really stands out is about Billie is how, for lack of a better word, how real she is. And I was curious as to whether there was any apprehension on her part about being the subject of a documentary and being followed by cameras.
Again, I think you'd have to. I never want to speak for Billie. She's Billie. She should speak for herself. But I will tell you that I can't imagine that she didn't have certain apprehensions. But she'd have to say so. She's very real on camera because she's a very real person, and she trusted us. And Jenna Rocher, who shot the film, is a brilliant artist and a brilliant verite DP. And she connected with Billie and Billie with her. And, we listen, the verite process is one in which you're always earning trust. That's what the filmmaking is earning the trust of your subjects. And I like to say, just because you earn their trust on a Tuesday doesn't mean you have to earn it doesn't mean you don't have to earn their trust on a Wednesday. You always have to be who you say you are, and you always have to be earning your subjects' trust. And in the case of this film, our subjects trusted us, Billie and Patrick and Maggie and Finneas and all of the people in their orbit, and they placed their trust in us, and as a result, they were able to be very real on camera, and that, of course, was very gratifying to us.
So the last question I wanted to ask is, what about Eilish and her family did you find the most surprising to learn about during the process of making this?
It's a good question. What surprised me? I try not to be surprised. Because I try not to expect anything. I'm just trying to see it all as clearly as possible. I'm trying to really see what is the dynamic, what are the relationships, who are these people, what are they going through, what experiences are they having, what is the life that we're being given the opportunity to witness and to tell the story of. So as a result, I'm not surprised one way or the other. Was I surprised that Billie became the biggest star in the world? Maybe, I guess, I probably might not have predicted that, but I don't know. I might have predicted it. Was I surprised that they won 11 Grammys? I mean, I'm not a Grammy prognosticator, but it was pretty surprising. But it's the moment to moment life that you're really interested in. Those big things, sure, an event happens here and there and goes one way or the other, but what you're really kind of focusing on in the filmmaking process is being able to see as clearly as possible and to witness as clearly as possible. And so you don't end up really feeling surprise. You end up, I mean, I guess on some level, I was surprised that the movie ended up being as much about parenting as it is about about creating art. Maybe if I had guessed, if I had articulated themes day one, I might have emphasized more that this was a film about a young artist coming of age, but and as I say, a young woman coming of age, perhaps more so than a film about parents experiencing what it was like for their children to leave the nest, which is really what the film is about in so many ways. So maybe that's a good answer to your question.